I have to tell you about how one of the times I met her, I had just started within a few months of being in this role, and I met her. And I had thrown out a challenge, I think it was in Black Friday, no, I don't know what month it was in. It was leading up to Black Friday. And there was like 10 days left in the month. And some of you know that I'm like, it's time to double down. I'm like, whatever you have right now, you need to double it. I do live in Vegas, right? So it's time to double down, right? So let's do it. And she called me and she messaged me, she goes, Jen, I can't double down. She's like, I did $5,000. You want me to do another $5,000 in the next 10 days? And I said, yes. And guess what? She did it. So she is going to give you an amazing plan. And let me give you an introduction.
Hey guys, my name is Tara Dansero. Sorry, coming to you from my car on my lunch break. This is where I have my lunch holidays. I work full time at Event Winning Hospital as a clinical liaison. I'm a social worker by profession, but I am from Houston, Texas, and Gold Elite. Let me get the title right. Gold Elite Brand Director. I joined 3 years ago, 2020, April. I've been at my job for 12 years. I've never done this business without the pandemic and a crazy schedule. A little bit more about me is my husband and I, Josh, have been married for 19 years. We love sports and loves football's his number one sport. Baseball's my number one sport. Go Stros. Our kids don't like sports and we don't care. We're still dragging along with us to do it. But John is 16 years old, about to be 17, just got his driver's license and is about to enter his senior year in high school and go off to college after that. He is 15 years old, just made varsity dance team, learning how to drive. So I'm a very busy girl. Let me tell you what Unique has done for me. In being a wife, a mom, a sister, a daughter, an employee, a friend to other people, and as a social worker, a healthy professional, I like to help. So giving all that to other people sometimes makes you lose a little bit of yourself. Unique has given that back to me. What I do now is I help aging women, like myself, dynamic women, who feel like they've lost a little bit of their glow, regain some of their sparkle by helping them embrace their most authentic and most vibrant selves. And not only do I get to help other women do that, but I get to help other women do that. It's given me purpose, it's given me fulfillment, and it is my biggest hope that you can find some fulfilling purpose for you in this business as well.
Awesome! So please welcome out Tara! So excited. You guys are going to learn all the things. Who's ready to map out their plan from now until the end of the year?
We'll see if I can work this clicker. Good morning. How is everybody? Okay, we are going to talk about, when Jen called me, she was like, can you talk about making your plan for the rest of the year? And I said, well, the rest of the year really ends November 1st for me, right? November and December, all bets are off. That's all I'm working on is the end of the month, Black Friday run, all that. So I decided to talk today with you guys about, we're gonna skip the objectives. We don't have time for that. Jen's like, we don't really have that much time. I'm like, have you met me? I talk a lot. But we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna talk about getting an engaging audience. We're gonna talk about getting prepared and organizing. And we're also going to talk about a few strategies on how to stand out. But first, we need to get the mind right. Mind check. I want everybody to say this with me. I commit to joy, not stress. Loud so I can hear you.
I commit to joy, not stress.
I commit to action, not excuses.
I commit to action, not excuses.
No excuses. My team knows. I'm like, no ma'am. I commit to urgency, not anxious desperation.
I commit to urgency, not anxious desperation.
And I commit to abundance, not scarcity.
I commit to abundance, not scarcity.
And last but not least, I commit to getting my head out of everybody else's wallets. Loud and clear. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, really quickly, because I see a lot of phones out, you guys are gonna get a QR code at the end of this with this whole entire slide deck. And about 14 trainings I've done for my team, for my executive brand team, for a lot of things, worksheets, all the things. You're gonna have a whole resource menu at your disposal, so you don't have to worry about taking pictures and writing things down, okay? All right. Let's see. Oh gosh, I animated this and I don't think I was supposed to. Let's talk about goals. These are the 3 things I want you to think about and like nail down in your head. You don't have to do it right now. On the plane on the way home, it's perfectly fine. But I want you to know, I want you to ask yourself and dig deep on this one. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? For me, it would be quit my full-time job, right? Just an example. Okay, how is the world gonna be a better place when you stop playing small and start playing big? And then I want you to really write down what you wanna achieve in the next 90 days, in December and November, and then by this day next year, what do you want? And it's gotta be big. Why are we talking about this today? It's July 30th, right? 3 months from now, 90 days from today, is what day? Does anybody know?
October 30th.
We are 5 days away from November 1st, 90 days from today. You cannot be rolling up on November 1st and only starting to plan for it 5 days ahead of time, or else you will be stressed out. The reason we talk about this now is because we want to be able to develop a plan while our mind is clear and clean and we are not stressed out and panic stricken. It allows you time to strategize what's best for your business. There's a lot of different levels in this room. Y'all are all in different seasons of business. Some things are gonna be appropriate and some things aren't. You've gotta have time to figure that out for your business. And then you have the opportunity to prime your audience, You have the opportunity to prime your audience, which is really important. If you start engaging with your audience on November 1st, they're gonna be like, she's just trying to sling some mascara on me, right? And then after November 1st, when you've done all this pre-work, you have so much less stress. You can enjoy the moment. Okay, so let's get into the strategies. One of the first things I want to talk about is building an engaging audience, and I know that friend requests is super, super basic, but I want you to look at these numbers. I think friend requests are like the first thing that drop off when you get too busy. Who's with me on that? Can anybody admit that they don't always friend request because they get too busy? Yeah. I tell my team friend request 20 people a day. Don't be weird about it. Warnina in Nacogdoches, Texas has no idea that you friend requested 19 other people, okay? So the only person being weird about it is you, so, right? But if you friend request 20 people a day, and we're working on maybe a 25% acceptance rate, you're looking at 420 people by the end of 3 months, 5 days before November 1st. If you bump that to 40 a day, you're looking at over 800 new connections for you before November 1st. Don't forget about business cards. Jen and I had a little thing, and she was like, you need a business card. So 4 days later, I had a business card. I have my milkshake on it. That's what I consider my epicenter. It's got everything for me on it. You guys are gonna get a link to it later. But with a business card, you're not gonna neglect in-person people. Mindy was talking about being in the airport, complimenting people. Why can't you say, I'd love to connect with you on social and hand them your card too, right? Don't forget about that level. We're trying to build an engaging audience and get people watching us, paying attention to us so we can talk to them and build relationships with them. Okay, networking through your existing customers. Who here has a referral program for their customers? I'm gonna be talking to you in just a little bit. After this, I wanna talk to you. I'm working on building a referral program for myself. The best way to get new customers is to go through happy existing customers. You can do that through referral programs, makeup classes, what we're calling a wall takeover, which is formerly known as a mascara affiliate, those kinds of things. Okay, does anybody know why this picture is on here, why I'm wearing a crown? No, not me. not me. I'm gonna put all these up here. We all think, well, we know really that content, we're all worried about content, right? What am I gonna post? Da, da, da. Content is king, but the truth of the matter is engagement is queen, and we know that she runs the castle. You cannot have content without engagement and make magic happen. Okay? I was in the airport and there was a candy store and they were showing an old commercial. It was a Reese's peanut butter cups. When the guy's walking around the corner with his cup of peanut butter and the girl's walking around the corner with her chocolate, they bump into each other and she dips it in there. He loves his peanut butter. It's really good. Chocolate, really good too, but together it's like magic. That is like content and engagement. A lot of people are neglecting engagement. So do your daily task list, your DMO, whatever your upline calls it, do that, commit to doing that daily. Okay, let's talk about live videos. Who here is scared to do live videos? And it's okay, raise your hand. It was me at one time. I got a resource for you in the thing that you're gonna get, the QR code. I want you to watch that video and go kick that fear in the teeth and start doing live videos. Why? Because every single platform out there still prioritizes live video. Reels, pre-recorded video, all that, that's good too. I mean, keep doing that, but double down on live video. Because, I don't know if you know this, for only 2 reasons, there's a lot of things on here, but for only 2 reasons I'll tell you, is that you get higher visibility in your friends' news feeds when you're going live on a regular basis. And when you're on your story feed, when you're actually live, your bubble bumps to the front of their story feed. Why not take advantage of that cheat on the algorithm, right? If you're going live, I want you to go live 3 times a week. Don't be scared. We're gonna build a bridge and get over it, right? If you're already going live 3 times a week, then go 5 times a week. If you're already going 5 times a week, go 6 or 7. Also, if you're going 7 times a week, work on doubling down the value of your lives, and work on connecting with the people, asking engaging questions. You've got to have calls to actions in your lives. They don't count as an income producing activity unless you have a call to action. I do a lot of asking questions and stuff like that. I asked my people when John was training, John's here by the way, when John was training, when we were teaching him how to drive, dude, I found out 2 days before that he needed to know how to parallel park. So I asked my live audience, do you know how many messages I got and how many comments I got on my live? Suggestions on how to teach a kid, 16 years old, how to parallel park in 2 days before he takes his test. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So we're gonna start intentionally engaging with people, creating leads. I work from a pain point perspective. I have a training in the QR code on that, how to use pain points in your selling strategy. I recommend that everybody focuses on pain points. Now, all convention long, you've heard people talk about solve problems for people, help people fix their struggles. I think the missing component that a lot of us don't recognize is that struggle brings pain and suffering to our customer, and probably to us at one point, right? So it is the feeling that is associated with that struggle, how that woman feels about herself, that is really where the magic happens and resonates. And so when you start to do that, and when you start to post like that, go live like that, tell stories like that, people will come to you. You won't feel like you're chasing people down. And none of us want to be salesy, right? Who in this room wants to be super salesy? And get the commission breath. Do you know what I mean? The sales stank. All your friends want to run the other direction when you come. No, this is how you get around that. Okay, expressing gratitude and appreciation to your customers is super important. There's a couple of things that I have suggestions for. I think between now and November 1st, and I do not recommend doing it in October, because when you start talking about Black Friday on November 1st, they're gonna know that's why you did it. Either message them voice message them, or my favorite, a handwritten note to every customer you have, just letting them know that you appreciate them, how much they've meant to you, and how much their support means to you and your family. Super simple, stick it in the mail and send it on. Then, I want you to go back into your back office, because you can do it now. You can find your very first 10 customers or 20 customers, however many you want to do. And now is a perfect time to do this, because we're just leaving convention. You can write them a note and you can say, hey, I was just at convention. I was reflecting on my journey here. And you came top of mind to me as being an early supporter of mine. And I just want to let you know that your support way back in the day gave me the courage to continue on in the early days when it was really scary for me, and I just wanted to say thank you. An old customer that maybe you haven't heard talk to in a while, or just let them know they came top of mind to you. I think that goes a long way. Also, learning who your top customers are, you can find that in the back office, right? Well, the app now. Learning who your top customers are, and taking time, showing intention to get to know them, what's going on in their life. There is no better sales strategy than knowing them and having them feel seen and heard and understood. And then my last thing for the intentional engagement is don't be stingy with your goodness. I did this during Amazon Prime Days. When I say don't be stingy with your goodness, here's what I mean. I mean, when you find a deal of something you love and it's a really good price, but you don't sell it, I want you to share that with everybody. Stories, posts, lives, whatever. I dermaplane, and I use this dermaflash I paid $200 for. Sorry, Josh. I didn't tell my husband how much it cost. I paid $200 for it. It was on Amazon Prime Day for $130. Man, I posted that everywhere. I got so many people thanking me so much for sharing that. I don't monetize it. When it's something you don't monetize and you still share, you are serving them. They know that you know that they have this struggle, and you're looking out for them regardless of whether you make anything on it. Okay, we're gonna probably have to burn through these pretty quickly. I keep pointing here, I'm supposed to go there. Okay, now let's talk about generating leads. We're gonna open the door. So we're engaging every day, right? We're doing our task list, we're commenting on people's lives and stories and reels and all those things. We're doing that every day, we're friend requesting, we're getting all these new connections. And kind of later towards November, and you're gonna get, by the way, you're gonna get a 30, 60, 90-day plan that I put into place with some of these things on it, when to do what. That's in the milkshake also. Yeah, so that you don't have to worry about when do I do all this? This lady's crazy, it's a lot of stuff. You're gonna open the door to finding out who your warm market is. I like to do it through stories and utilizing polls. And you don't ask who wants to be on my Black Friday list? You ask them who shops on Black Friday, right? That's when they identify themselves, because in polls you can see who answers and what they answer. And you don't have to do a poll every day, because that gets really boring and then they catch on to what you're doing. You can also ask questions to tell them, instead of putting a poll in the story, just say DM me yes if you do most of your shopping on Black Friday. And then that invites them right into your messenger to talk about what you're gonna, what you've got to offer if you want to go that way. Okay, let's talk about organization. So we're building engagement the whole entire time. We're gonna start organizing pretty quickly, but you need to figure out how you're going to execute your Black Friday strategy. A lot of different ways up here. I'm gonna tell you, pop-up Facebook group and VIP group, that's fantastic. You could do lives to launch the bundles and all that kind of stuff. I've done a silent chat before. My first year I did a silent chat. Last year I did text messaging, and I'm sticking with that this year. It's got a 96% open rate. I personally use Project Broadcast. There's a lot of them out there. Communicate is Gary V's one. It's a paid one. Project Broadcast is paid. Remind is free for teachers, but you're limited to 100 people. I literally crushed Black Friday last year strictly on text messaging and Facebook Lives. Very simple. You can do Telegram. You can make a Telegram channel, invite all your people to it. You can do email and newsletter, but corporate's gonna do that for you. So spend your energy somewhere else to be able to communicate to multiple groups of people. And email only has a 13% open rate anyway, so. Okay, let's start collecting our Black Friday list, right? How do you get your people on the list? We talk about it every single day, in every single platform you can, right? I am doing a Google form this year, and I've already created it. I've already had people on it, and I'm sharing my Google form with you in that QR code so you can see. And I'm doing the Google form because I'm gonna not only create a list and make my life easy, I am going to collect data on my customers too, my warm market, my VIP list. It's gonna ask them all kinds of things about what they're excited about, right? At the click of a button, if you need an assistant and you don't have time to like keep your list yourself, or that becomes cumbersome, at the click of a button with Google Forms, it literally makes your list for you and puts it into a spreadsheet. Use that. We're not on October 14th trying to find out where that page was in that notebook that we had 4 days ago where we wrote down Susie's name because she wanted to be on our VIP list, right? I messaged every single customer last year with a video message, just telling them what I was doing. I got over 100 people respond back to me to tell me they wanted to be on my Black Friday VIP list. So it was a little video, 49 seconds long. It just said what I was doing, and boom, all these people responded. Better than voice message, better than a text message and Messenger. It was fantastic. Then you're gonna take your list, like you're collecting your names, and you're gonna put them on an Instagram close friends list. Does anybody utilize the close friends list on Instagram?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So the warm market that you have, like what you do in stories, you don't have to do for everybody, especially if it's like heavy sales constantly. Do it for the people who signed up for it. You can put them on a close friends list. It's separate stories just for them. And they raised their hand for this. So make it easy on yourself for putting it in front of the crowd who said yes to being told, right? And then you can use in your stories, use a countdown like 10 days before November 1st, start to create excitement and all that. Organizing, Black Friday is very crazy. Organizing ahead of time is super important. And one of the main things I did last year was I took pictures with every single product I ever had. I took pictures with the lip liner only, then the lip liner and the lipstick, and then the lip liner and this, and then, all the things. Take a picture with every single product pack, every single one. Put them in an organized album, lipstick, foundation, powder, blushes, whatever. Because when that product is in a bundle, you already have your content made. Don't make it Christmassy. Just evergreen, you can use it forever, right? It takes the stress out of November 1 through December 31st very clearly. And then the other thing I wanna make sure everybody doubles down on is learning and mastering customer insights in your app. That, I love it. Who is using it right now? Anybody? Oh my gosh, y'all have to use it. Go back there and look at all the stuff that you can find, it's amazing. So my strategy is always whoever has purchased that product from me before is gonna get a message. That's my #1 strategy every single bundle that launches. This year it's gonna be so much easier. Last year it was so cumbersome with the back office. Master that now, and when November 1st arrives, you're not fumbling over yourself and you're not wasting time. Okay, and of course, getting to know your products. I have a worksheet. Some of you probably already have it. I think Jen put it out, or actually when we had the US Canada page, they put it out. It's a worksheet on how to do the bundle, like how to message around bundles from a pain point